This bear was always clumsy, reckless and rough with everything he did. He'd swing his axe only 3 times at every tree, give it a light push, and a whole row of tall trees would come crashing down one after another. In the downtime between chopping wood, the bear rushed off to dig, carving out a ditch dozens of meters long in the blink of an eye. Meanwhile, a beaver was busy building a dam but suddenly ran into a tough problem. The bear heard the commotion and hurried over, quickly coming up with a plan. He dragged over a huge block of ice and set the beaver right on top of it. The beaver shivered from the bitter cold. The bear used the vibration of his own teeth to help the beaver gnaw through wooden knots, but the whole mess nearly wrecked the beaver's teeth for good. Determined to avoid any more disasters, the beaver decided to switch to using his saw and work carefully and steadily instead. But the restless bear showed up again, eager to meddle and help out. He pulled the saw back and forth with brute force, leaving the beaver injured once more. Yet the bear didn't even notice he'd only made things worse. Fuming with rage, the beaver deliberately pushed trees toward the edge of a cliff. Oblivious to the trick, the bear handed the saw back to the beaver and bragged proudly about all his hard work. The next second, the log split apart, and the bear tumbled straight down the cliff. Panicked, the bear took off his coat and used it like a parachute to slow his fall. Seeing this, the beaver pushed another log down after him. The bear had just started feeling relieved when disaster struck again. The beaver thought after all this chaos, the bear would stop meddling in his work. But once the dam was almost finished, the bear butted in to mess around again. The beaver rushed to stop him, warning that building the dam too high would trigger a catastrophic flood. But the bear refused to listen to a word of it. Fed up with the beaver's constant nagging, the bear simply grabbed a rope and tied the beaver tight to a tree. In just 2 short minutes, the bear proudly announced the dam was fully completed. But as the water level rose rapidly, the beaver instantly knew something terrible was about to happen. The bear remained completely oblivious. The beaver fell silent, waiting quietly for him to face the consequences of his own foolishness. The bear shut his front door and settled down for bed, only for the floodwater to rise all the way up to the roof. The moment he opened the door, he froze in shock, but it was already far too late. The powerful surge of rushing water blasted the bear straight out of the chimney. He watched the beaver lazing comfortably in his own bed and sat off to the side in a grumpy huff.